Hello, boils and ghouls. Welcome to Watchers Podcast with your hosts, Brad and Colson.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Why are you doing this to us?
Gives you a home.
I met him 15 years ago. I was told there was nothing left. No reason, no conscience, no understanding, and even the most rudimentary sense of life or death, of good or evil, right or wrong.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. My name's Brad, here with Colson Oliver.
Hello.
And Colson, how are you doing today?
Like always, I'm doing good.
Thankfully.
Yes. And you?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's good.
It's early morning, almost 8 o'clock.
Yeah, a lot earlier than our normal time.
Yeah. Kind of came here in a rush, forgot to brush my teeth, so...
I've noticed.
Yeah, you can probably smell it from across the table.
Yeah.
You guys are lucky you're just listening to this and you're not here. Going to be super self-aware of that.
I will need a new mic by the end of this because it is melting. So.
Listen, you don't eat tacos before bed. That's a life lesson right there.
Very good thing to know.
Yeah, so now that we've grossed you guys out, have you watched anything this week?
I did. The Confessions of a Killer, John Wayne Gacy.
Ooh, that is on my watch list.
Yeah. So I got that done. It's very similar to the Bundy one that came out a couple years ago. Shorter, which was nice. I felt the Bundy one ran long.
Yeah, I kind of got bored with the Bundy one.
I did too. This one, it was like less than 3 hours.
Nice.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that John Wayne Gacy is a sicko. Most of you probably don't know that, but he was.
What?
Yeah, no, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Good watch. Very I love all the old cops that are talking about it.
Oh,
they're
great.
Good. They're all good. Yeah, shows some video and stuff that I've never really seen before. Pictures of them exhuming bodies.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so it's well done, just like the other one was. But I found this one tighter and better.
Nice.
More gooder. The other thing I watched, quite possibly the worst movie I've ever seen.
Ooh.
So I watched the Gacy thing, and then the next day I was scrolling through my Netflix, and usually when you watch something like that, they'll give you a suggestion or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it was called Eileen Wuornos, American Boogie Woman, or American Psycho.
Oh.
This is the weird thing. It showed up as American Psycho on my Netflix. When I push play, and the Netflix title in the white said American Boogie Woman, or Boogie, whatever the word is. And then the title of it was American Psycho. And I was like, what is... It was very weird. There was 3 different titles, or 2 different titles, and they couldn't make up their mind. That movie was so bad. Like, acting, the whole story, it's her before she kills people.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to say something here about it. It's a guy talking to her before she gets put to death. And he's like, talk about something we haven't heard before. And we get this full story only to find out that, and I was watching it like, this didn't happen. There's no way that this happened. It doesn't. She makes the whole fucking thing up. And he's like, I believe you that you were married to this guy for a few weeks, but I don't believe the rest of the story. And then she's like, that's what Hollywood does. They embellish things. And I was like, what the fuck did I just watch?
So that was their, like... they're out so that they
I
could
guess.
just make up whatever they want.
I don't know if this interview happened with her for real, where she actually told this guy this, but if it did, they made a movie based off of what she said, and none of it happened.
Wow.
It was crazy. Acting was horrendous. The writing was awful. It was really bad.
Ugh.
Really bad. I gave it a 0.5 star.
Wow.
And most of the people did. You scroll through your Letterboxd thing, and it's like worst acting ever. And
wow.
Yeah, it was bad. Horrible movie. I'd avoid watching it.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want to get annoyed. But yeah, that's what I watched.
Nice.
What about you?
Something that's in my head that I'll mention when you're saying Letterboxd and stuff, and I mentioned my watch list.
Right.
I found something cool that I didn't know existed.
Okay.
This might be common knowledge to everybody else on the planet,
right.
like most things I find out.
Right.
Like Florida is Florida.
Right.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, I did know that one.
Well, that's not what I'm here to tell you.
Okay.
If you search a movie on Google, besides being able to be like, where's it playing? Like, where can I watch it?
Right.
It'll come up like Tubi, Netflix, whatever. There's also a little button that you can click that says watch list.
Okay.
And then you just type my watch list into Google and all your movies on your watch list come up.
Oh.
It's very cool.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, it's super convenient.
Yeah.
If you don't have something like Letterboxd.
Right, yeah. Because everybody uses Google pretty well.
Exactly.
So yeah, that makes sense.
So if you're signed into like a Google account.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super easy.
Watch. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah. I didn't know, so you taught me something.
I liked my response.
Yes.
Like, that was fucking stupid. Yeah, so what I watched, getting back on track, a couple of documentaries. One of them I'm still working on, and it's called No One Saw a Thing, or Nobody Saw a Thing.
Okay.
It's about this guy, Rex McElroy, and he's kind of like a town bully in this small town of Skidmore.
Okay.
And so they keep reporting him like, hey, this guy's been shooting people. He's been like burning houses down. Cops don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
He has a trial. The guy is back in town. And so a whole bunch of townsfolk gather around his truck one day and shoot at it and kill the guy.
Wow. And
nobody comes forward as the killer. Like, nobody has ratted on anybody.
Wow.
There's like 50 to 70 people. You hear 20 people.
Yeah.
Like, were there at the time. No one will say a thing.
Wow.
It's like...
That's fascinating.
Yeah, it's really good. My only complaint is... I don't know how many parts it is, but I'm on like episode 3 or 4 now.
Okay.
And it seems to just kind of be repeating itself.
Right.
Like, there's not enough information for this to be a fully fleshed out thing like this.
Right.
Because it's just like, yeah, like, all these people were here, this where he got shot.
Yeah.
It's like, but nobody knows who did it.
Yeah.
But you're like talking to a lot of the townsfolk and stuff. And it's really cool. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, they're like, well, I don't know who did it.
Yeah.
And they're like, but he deserved it.
Oh,
like,
what a fascinating story. That's insane.
Yeah, and it like blew up, I guess.
Okay.
It was in the 80s. And like, it was all over the news, and they still, as far as I am into this anyway, like, nobody knows who did it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's an interesting one. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, really, really good. Watched another documentary called Wrinkles the Clown.
Okay, I don't know that one.
I won't say too much about this one because there is a twist kind of in the middle.
Okay.
But it's this guy who started posting this sticker of Wrinkles the Clown. And it's a clown that he has like completely blacked out eyes. Almost like a old man clown mixed with Michael Myers type mask. And the sticker just said Wrinkles the Clown, had a phone number on it.
Yeah.
Everybody started calling the phone number, and it would just be, most of the time, it would just be his answering machine. And so parents started using it to scare kids.
Right.
And, like, threatening them, like,
Okay.
if you don't listen, I'm going to get Wrinkles the Clown to come.
Oh, my.
And this guy, like, this isn't a spoiler. It's the opening scene of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the trailer. There's a little girl sleeping in bed, and it's like a closed caption, like, or surveillance camera type thing.
Right.
Not closed caption.
Yeah. Closed.
CCTV
Yes.
is what I was trying to think of. And her bed has like a drawer along the bottom of it.
Right.
And it just slowly slides open, and he fucking gets out of it, and he's just standing there in her room.
God.
And he like sets a toy on her bed. And like just leaves.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It's probably like the scariest movie that's a documentary.
Right.
Like, it's so creepy.
Okay, that's another one I'll have to check out.
Yeah.
That's yeah, that's great.
It's really good.
Wow.
And the last thing I watched was Jackass Forever again.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You like it as much?
Yeah, I did.
That's
I
good.
laughed a lot.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I put it on last night, and I told my wife, I was like, you just have to watch this opening scene.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, like, laughing my ass off, and she's like, really? Like, this is funny to you?
Did she watch? She didn't watch the whole thing with you?
She ended up watching the whole thing.
And
she laughed a lot.
Yeah.
She sat there and telling me how stupid it was, but she still laughed.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's great. That's a really funny one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. So, we're on to our review for this week.
Yeah.
X, directed by Ty West, came out 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Currently sitting at a 6.8 on IMDb.
Yeah.
Not surprising. This movie is very decisive from what I've been noticing online.
Yeah.
It's either a love or hate type thing.
Yeah.
I spoke about this one a little bit back a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
But I am excited to hear what you think of it too.
Okay. So I'll run through the plot. In 1979, a group of young filmmakers set out to make an adult film in rural Texas. But when the reclusive elderly hosts catch them in the act, the cast find themselves fighting for their lives.
Yeah.
It stars Mia Goth, Jenna Ortega, Brittany Snow, Kid Cudi, and Martin Henderson are the main five, I would say.
Yeah.
Jenna Ortega, this is her third horror movie this year.
Yeah.
Brittany Snow, who plays Bobby Lynn. Do you know who that is?
Is she in Waterboy?
No. I don't know. The thing I know her from?
What?
Pitch Perfect. She's the redhead from Pitch Perfect. She's got the blonde...
Oh, right.
The blonde Marilyn Monroe look.
Yeah.
I was looking at her like, I have no idea. I knew her, but I wasn't sure. Pitch Perfect 1 and 2. I don't know about the third one. I've never seen it, but
right.
She's the redhead.
She's not in Waterboy, that's for sure.
No, not.
She would have been like 8.
Yes. But yeah, I was like, holy shit, like, talk about a transformation, because she looks completely different.
Yeah, she does. I never picked up on that at all.
Yeah.
There will be spoilers.
Yes, by the way. Spoiler alert. Movie's an hour and 45 minutes. Now, we should also mention you haven't seen this in a few weeks.
Yeah.
This one is fresh to me, so...
Yeah, this one came out recently, like, on demand or whatever for you.
Yeah. You saw this in the theater, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm just going to run through my notes. I got them in order. I wrote them down. I paused the movie as it was going on to write what I had to write. So I love the opening scene. The cop arrives at this farmhouse. There's blood everywhere. There's bodies covered up. There's a loud church thing blaring on the TV.
Yeah.
Another cop kind of leads him into this basement, and we see him shine a light on something. We don't know what, and we get the cop's reaction, which is basically just like, my God.
Yeah.
And
it's such a Texas Chainsaw Massacre
very much
opening,
so.
and
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, great setup for a movie that I didn't know. I don't know much about it. I watched a few seconds of the trailer.
Yeah.
Once I saw, I was like, I'm good with this. I'll watch this.
Yeah.
I stopped watching, so I didn't see it. But yeah, I knew I was excited for it.
Yeah.
My next note is the slow build of the movie. So we already know that there's going to be shit happening at the end due to the setup that they did in the beginning.
Yeah.
They do a very slow burn for this one.
Oh yeah.
Arrival of the crew, the porn crew at the farmhouse. You see them unloading the van, and there's some creepy old person watching them, or watching the one girl from the window. Mm-hmm. Again, there's no real noises. There's just it's like they're filming them doing this.
Yeah.
You know, maybe a slight music bed, but very quiet undertone.
Yep.
And
good. They do a really good job of you being like, what is going to be like the evil thing, like the bad guy?
Yeah.
Because you're like, okay, like it might be this old guy, like it might be the lady.
Yeah.
But you're not 100% sure.
No.
Because you're like, they're old people.
Yeah.
Like
the old guy pulls a gun on the main producer of the film.
Yeah.
And then he kind of laughs it off, like, it's not even loaded. It's just there for whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. But you see the old woman, creepy, but again, like you said, you don't really know much of anything.
Yeah.
Now, they do a sky shot at one point when Maxine, who is, what was her? Mia Goth. So she goes skinny dipping into this lake thing.
This is one of my absolute favorite scenes in the movie.
It's crazy,
Not
right?
because of the skinny dipping.
but
okay.
Now we've parted ways. No, it's a very high, couple 100 feet. It looks like you can barely see her. And then it goes to her view, almost like a water view, and it pans across. It's not her view because she doesn't end up seeing what we see, but it pans across, and there's a goddamn gator in the water.
Yeah.
Which I was just like, holy shit. And it goes back up, and she starts calmly swimming back to the dock. Again, she has no idea.
Yeah.
But in the right side of the frame, you see this thing start
catching up,
and it's like, holy shit. She gets to the dock, and she rests on it. You know, she doesn't get right out because, again, she doesn't know.
Yeah.
But you're just like, holy shit.
Get the fuck out of the water.
I mean, you're watching it. You're fairly confident that she's not going to get killed in the first 20 minutes or whatever. But still, tension was there. It was well done.
Yeah. It does such a good job. Like,
yeah.
Because then you're kind of on edge after that for the rest
right.
of it.
Yeah, exactly. Now, jumping forward, the old woman... terrifying.
Yes. Absolutely
terrifying. The scene where she invites Maxine in for lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
They drink their lemonade, whatever. They're looking at pictures on the wall and stuff. And now we should mention Maxine's wardrobe is like coveralls with nothing on underneath. Fantastic. So her whole side boob and ribs are exposed. The old woman reaches out and touches with her middle finger, like, one rib.
Yeah.
That's it. And she kind of pulls away a little bit, and she's like, what are you doing? And she says, like, it'll be our secret.
Yeah.
And she's like, what? What the fuck will be our secret? What are you talking about? So fucking creepy.
Yeah, this old lady is channeling Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, for sure.
Big time.
For sure. Just a creepy setting and everything. Now, my next note is the song that they sing. Do you remember they sing that Reflection song?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's the name of it, but the guy plays the guitar. Pitch Perfect lady sings it. It's panning between the porn crew and the old couple.
Yeah.
And the old woman's like doing her makeup in a mirror.
Yeah.
And trying to make herself look good. And it's just, it's such a cool scene. Because it's panning from her to them, and then a different angle. And
yeah. And it's super sad.
Yeah.
Because at this point in the movie, the song's called Landslide, by the way.
Okay.
But in this part of the movie, this old lady is after like seeing pictures of herself as like a younger woman.
Yeah.
She's trying to like get her husband to touch her again and stuff, and like,
and he keeps saying, "I can't. My heart. You know that my heart can't take it."
Exactly. She's like, "Oh, like, do you think I'm pretty and stuff still?"
Yeah.
And then they start playing this song, and I was like, I was not expecting to feel this sad in this movie.
Yeah.
It's like it hits hard.
Perfect song choice.
Yep.
And just perfect way to shoot it. Panning back from the young people who are out having fun, you know, shooting this porn movie.
Yeah.
And going back to this shitty dark house with her trying to make her, and she is horrendous looking. Yeah. And I can say that because it's not an actual, like, it's a lot of, it's makeup.
Yeah.
She's fucking horrible looking.
Yeah.
And terrifying.
Yeah. The old man's scary looking too.
Oh, for sure. He's got one tooth in the middle. It's just this yellow fucking rotten tooth.
Yeah. He looks like what Mickey Rourke will look like.
Yeah.
In like 30 years.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's the song. Great choice of music.
Yeah. It's one of the best scenes in the movie.
Yeah. Now, moving forward, my next note, RJ. So RJ was the director, I kind of the cameraman director.
Yeah.
His girlfriend ends up doing a scene, and then he tries to not have her do it, but he has that moment in the shower where he basically breaks down.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Fuck this." They're all in bed sleeping, and he's like, "I'm leaving."
Yeah.
This is almost, it's got to be close to an hour into the movie at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, see how they like not being able to leave, you know, because he's going to take the van. He gets in the van, Don't Fear the Reaper is playing.
Yeah.
Fantastic song choice. He turns the van and the old woman's standing there.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps. I was fucking terrified, okay?
It's so creepy.
He gets out. She kind of makes a move on him, sort of, kind of kisses his neck a little bit. And he's like, why are you doing that? But he's being respectful, like, hey, you know, we'll get you back inside. The song's blaring from the van. She pulls out a knife, or she had it behind her. You could see her left hand was hidden.
Yeah.
Stabs him in the neck. He falls backwards. She gets on top of him in like the full mount position.
Yeah.
Pulls the knife out and just stabs. I didn't count, but it probably was like 30 times.
Yeah, it had to be.
In the neck.
Yeah.
Only. By the end of it, his head was essentially off.
Yeah.
Like, they showed a side angle of it, and you could see right through it.
Yeah.
Blood everywhere. Blood was spraying. That music was fucking blaring.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
And yeah, the music is coming from the truck. It's not like a regular soundtrack song.
Yeah.
So it gives that little bit extra, like, this kind of feels real, like, feel to it, because it's happening in the scene.
Yes.
At this point in the movie, you might already have this in your notes too, but she like starts dancing.
Yep, that's my next thing.
Like with the blood on her and stuff.
She's covered in blood, as you'd expect, stabbing a neck. And yeah, she does this sort of dance thing in the headlights, which are completely blood covered.
Yeah.
So it's a red light. Very creepy.
Yeah, she had talked previously about being a dancer.
Exactly.
At this point in the movie, I thought that this was going to be like a vampire thing.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, there's a lot of focus on like old age, wanting to be young.
Yeah.
Now there's all this blood. She's like dancing and stuff now, so she seems a little bit younger.
That's what I was thinking too.
And I was like, is this reverse aging from the kills? Or...
And me, I didn't watch the trailer. I did see a few things on people's comments, like, oh, one of the better slashers I've seen. So I was like, okay, I had that in my head, like it must be just slasher. I didn't think it was gonna. But watching it, they do make it feel like it is some sort of supernatural-y, or is she going to get younger, like you were saying?
Yeah.
Every time she kills him, maybe, does she de-age 20 years or something?
Yeah, that's what I thought was coming.
That's what I felt that too. But I do say that woman is one of the scariest villains I've seen in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
she's super creepy.
Just a creepy, and let's be real, it's an old woman. You could double leg that and ground and pound, and she'd be dead in a few seconds.
Yeah.
But the point is they don't know. until it's too late.
Exactly.
RJ was comforting this old woman, and she's like, I'm lost, I haven't,
Exactly.
And she stabbed him right in the neck. So you have nothing,
Oh, yeah. She lures people in with, like, how frail and, like, acting like she's senile.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're trying to help, which makes it even worse.
Yes. So now Lorraine, who is RJ's girlfriend, she wakes up, finds him gone. And this is prime example of what they're not doing these days in horror. She goes to the door and she's looking outside. And, not RJ, sorry, Wayne, the main producer guy.
Yeah.
His arm comes down and grabs her. You remember that scene?
Yep.
And she screams. She's like, Jesus Christ, he scared me. The point I'm making is there's no shriek.
Yep.
There's no violin pull like you see in everything that fucking James Wan does.
Yep.
Just an arm.
Yep.
And then her reaction. We see it. We get creeped out before we know it's him because it could be anybody.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
Ty West, he kills it.
This guy knows what he's doing.
He does. So yeah, that I like that. Now Wayne meets his end.
Yeah.
First of all, he steps on a nail in the barn. He's out looking for RJ without shoes on, and he steps on a nail. It looks horrific.
Yeah, wearing nothing but tighty whities. Wayne's fucking jacked.
Oh, he for sure is. And the funny thing, there's in the barn, there's like 3 holes, and he sees like a shadow or something go by. So he goes and he looks through it. Now you know what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
But it still works.
Yeah.
He looks through the one hole, nothing, goes to the other, nothing, goes to the third, and then something, and we find out it is a pitchfork, goes into his eye, and it's a violent thing.
Yep.
But here's the point, okay? So Wayne gets stabbed, it cuts back, okay? At this point, Lorraine is in the house with the old man, and he tells her, hey, go down to the cellar and, get this thing. My wife, I'm scared she'll fall and break her hip. So Lorraine is in the cellar entranceway, and she pulls the light switch. Yeah. Now, as she does that, it cuts back to Wayne pulling away the pitchfork. So it makes you jump.
Yep.
You're not expecting it to go back to him. It does suddenly. His eyeball falls out.
Yep.
And it legit made me jump. Like, Jesus Christ. And if you've heard any episodes before, I listen to my shit super loud. Kids are down in the other room, which was super awkward earlier when they were filming the porn. I had to ride the volume because she's very animated, as most porn women are. And I was like, oh boy, volume very low. And then once that was over, it was back up to full. But yeah, just well done that you think that scene's over, and then out comes his eyeball, laying there in a bloody... And she goes in and covers him up with hay, uses the pitchfork. Hilarious.
Yeah, it's great.
Now, Lorraine goes down to the cellar, and there's a hanging body there. And at first, I was like, is that RJ? But his head was still connected.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, it's some... And it looked very decayed. So it was somebody else.
Yep.
Gave me chills, creeped me out.
Yeah.
Just more of that slow burn setting shit up.
Kind of like, what the fuck's going on here?
My next note, Jackson, who is Kid Cudi.
Yep.
My favorite character. He is hilarious. He walks around the place at night naked.
Yep.
We see a front shot of him from like a fairly decent distance.
Yeah.
And it's backlit so you can see his dick. You can see his enormous dick swinging between his legs. Oh, do we laugh at that? It was so funny to see. But I just loved his character. He was nice to the old man, helping him. Asked him why, what's with the shotgun? And he's like, gators.
Yeah.
And which we know there are gators, so he's got the gun.
Yeah, we find out that he's a war vet.
A war vet, yeah. Now that this is the one thing that I didn't like is how Jackson died.
Yeah.
But it didn't change this for me at all. He got shot in the chest by the guy. It's almost like I felt that he should have known better than to trust this guy. Just before that, he saw a vehicle in the lake Volkswagen, like just like in Psycho.
Yeah.
The back of this vehicle. So I was thinking, like, oh, maybe he should be more, alert or I don't know what the word is, but
a little more cautious.
Cautious, yeah. But it was unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
Now, we mentioned the gator a few times. You're pretty confident that somebody's going to get killed by this thing. And that somebody is Bobby Lynn.
Yeah.
She gets pushed into the water by the old lady, and it bites her in the side of the head and just does its gator roll, thrashing.
One of the funniest kills in the movie,
for
too.
sure.
The old lady's just like, bitch.
Bitch, and pushes her in. Yeah, because she's trying to help her. She was out there, like, naked.
Yeah.
She covered her up with something, and, yeah, she wasn't...
Yeah, she's like, oh, I helped
She called her a whore.
Yeah.
It was great. Bobby Lynn, though, got the gator death. My next thing is... I feel like I'm just going through... But you're looking at me smiling, so I assume it's okay.
Yeah.
Lorraine gets... there is a scene with Lorraine when she chops through the door.
Oh.
Because the old man locks her in the cellar, and we don't see him again for a little while. She ends up chopping. She finds an axe and hacks her way through and is reaching through, trying to unlock it. And then he clubs her hand. I don't know if it was an axe or with the gun.
Yeah.
Something. He hit her fucking fingers, and like two of them looked like yours that day you fell.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't keep talking about my hand. People are probably sick of it. But that scene just struck a chord. As soon as it shows her hand, I was like, oh, I feel sick because I know how that feels. Definitely
see why.
Oh, it was so gross.
It was very similar.
Yeah.
Those fingers were just cranked in.
Yeah.
But, now, Lorraine ends up getting... Maxine is... This is all happening in the middle of the night. They're not waking each other up, which is fine. They're just kind of going out in couples, some of them in pairs, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The scene where she is sleeping and the old woman gets into bed with her, and that, again, I just get goosebumps. I get shake, like, it creeps me out because that might be one of the scariest things ever, is opening your eyes to somebody you're not expecting.
Yeah.
Literally in bed with you. Very creepy.
Yeah.
That's what sets Maxine off. So she's... Maxine. She's off now looking for everybody.
Yeah.
Which there is a scene where the old couple do end up getting it on.
Yeah.
On her bed as she's hidden underneath it. Which was gross, but kind of funny at the same time.
Yeah.
It's kind of a high shot. You only see the old man's ass a little bit.
Unfortunately, that's all we get.
Yeah,
from
exactly. Unfortunately, Jesus, I had a tent in my pants. Sorry. Sorry. So yeah, Maxine, she gets away at that point. She goes into the farmhouse. She ends up freeing Lorraine, and Lorraine is like the dumbest. She's like, "Oh, fuck you! This is all your guys' fault."
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? You had your hand is messed up. They're clearly evil.
Yep.
And she's like, I'm going on my... And she takes off running and gets shotgunned.
Hilarious.
Oh, it's so good.
Just destroyed.
Blown away. I was okay with that one.
Yep.
So there's a final confrontation with Maxine and the two old people.
Yep.
We kind of hear... The TV got turned on earlier, and it was that preacher thing that was going on.
Yeah.
And there's a moment there where she says exactly what the guy preaching on TV says.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit, either she has seen this before or has heard this before.
Yeah.
And we do find out she has some sort of a birthmark on her eye.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's real or if that's a makeup thing that they did.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But the preacher on TV shows his picture of his lost and confused daughter, and we see it's a younger version of her because of the eye and whatever.
Yeah.
But she gets away. Great kill for the old lady. Weak kill for the man. He just had a heart attack and died.
Yeah.
Whatever, though, still great.
Yep.
The old woman crawling down the steps onto the driveway as she backs over her head, crushing it, just like explodes her head. Very graphic and gory. I like the idea that she was the daughter of the guy on the TV. I thought that was a cool, because you hear, like, if you actually look up porn stars, like where they come from, a lot of them they grew up in a religious family. Yeah. And it's such a cool kind of tie-in for that, like, preacher guy to be like, my daughter, maybe we can find her, whatever. And we see that it's her. And
I wonder if it's like something else. Yeah. Because apparently Ty West has a whole trilogy. Yeah. So this guy, like, maybe it's his daughter, but maybe they're a cult, or maybe it is just a church thing, or like, I don't know. Maybe she's evil or something other than being a porn star. Yeah. And they're trying to find her for that reason. Like,
and we're getting another movie this year. It's coming out in 2022.
Yeah. Did you watch the end credits?
It didn't have it. Oh. And I tried to find it online, and it's not on YouTube or anything yet. Okay. Because it's still.
I have it somewhere.
Okay.
I have a link to it that I'll send to you.
That'd be great. I read that. Oh, you stay to the end, and I stayed, and then it went to the stupid thing, and I was like, what?
Yeah, that happened in our theater too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they didn't show it.
Oh no. Yeah. Well, I'm interested to see that. So, yeah. I have my final note is the wrap up of the movie, how I felt about it. So if you have anything else you want to, or anything you want to add, because I rambled through this whole thing.
No, that's good.
Okay.
That's everything I had.
So my wrap up is I really enjoyed this movie. I have at the moment the same, probably a greater appreciation for it than like The Dark and the Wicked.
Yep.
Which, if you listen to when we talked about that, I really like that movie. Without a doubt, this will make the top 10 of 2022. Probably be in, I would say right now it's in the top 3 for sure.
Yep.
I love the slow pace of it. I love that it didn't fall apart at the end, which shitloads of horror movies do.
Yeah.
They just get too fucking wacky and crazy at the end. This one kept that slow shit going, and we got some blood and stuff, but it worked. Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, me too.
So, yeah.
I thought it was great. I love how much like emotional tie you have in the movie.
Yeah.
Like they do a good job making you feel bad for the like bad guys even.
Yeah.
Because you're like, you get this whole like, holy shit, like everybody's gonna get old.
Yeah.
Like, the younger body you have now is not what you leave with.
Exactly.
And it's like become helpless at some point.
Yeah, and I will say, like, movies these days, I don't know for most people, but for me, I hate most of the characters.
Yeah,
I liked every single character in this movie.
Yeah, I thought
every single one was good.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was very well done. Ty West, I've liked him since VHS. The Sacrament he did as well.
Yeah.
Have you seen House of the Devil?
Yes.
Okay, I haven't seen that, but I want to now.
It's very good.
Okay.
Super creepy.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
So we'll run through the kills. We can pick our favorite.
Yep.
So RJ stabbed in the neck. Wayne stabbed through the eye with the pitchfork. Jackson gets shot in the chest. Bobby Lynn eaten by the gator. Lorraine was blown away for trying to run. Old man has a heart attack. The old lady has her head run over and crushed, and there's also that death of the guy we don't see, the guy hanging in the basement.
Right.
But so there's 7 kills, 8 deaths in the movie. Personally, my favorite was RJ getting his neck. I just, the music, the way that was shot, I fucking loved it.
It was awesome.
So that's mine.
Mine was probably Lorraine.
Okay.
It comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, she's going to get away.
And then
just boom.
Door opens to a shotgun blast.
Yeah.
Classic. Worst kill, I just put the old man having the heart attack.
Yeah.
He just kind of sat there and died.
Yeah, if I had to pick one.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, they foreshadow the heart attack enough in the movie that it's not surprising.
Exactly.
Like, it's not out of nowhere.
Yeah. Made you jump scene. This one, it had multiple for me. Goosebumps throughout, which I almost like that more. That
Yeah.
creepy shit rising on my skin.
Yeah.
Happened a lot through this one. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys. Did you have any jumps in the theater? Like, or
Yeah, I think it was. I'm trying to remember back, but I think it was the light switch right to his face, like,
Right.
with
the
the
pitchfork.
pitchfork in it.
Right.
I think that probably got me.
Okay.
And was the hand smash kind of out of nowhere like that too, or
Yes,
really
it
remember.
was. Yeah, she
Yeah.
was reaching, and then out of nowhere,
it's just a
yeah,
yeah.
it's there. Yeah. So good.
Yeah. So spooky, scary, or terrifying?
I put this as terrifying. I fucking was terrified. Old people freak me out. They're so creepy, man. The old woman from The Dark and the Wicked, that old lady who's just kind of
Yeah.
floating around that house and farm. Farms freak me out, and old people freak me out.
Well, this guy, a bit of both.
Yeah. So that's, I'd say terrifying. What about you?
I would put this one at scary.
Okay.
There's definitely some parts in it where you're just like, ugh, I don't
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. And going forward, now that I've seen it, it'll be scary for me. But
Yeah.
first watch, I was all into it. So, yeah.
Nice.
On to ratings.
Ratings.
I give it a 9.5.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
I'm impressed.
okay.
Going into this, I was like, Coulson's either going to love this movie or
Yeah.
he's going to think this is dog shit.
Yeah.
Because he hates everything. Just kidding. But I'm right there with you. I'm giving it a 9.
Okay.
I think it's great.
Yep.
It's original horror.
Yeah.
For all the people complaining that there's no original horror being made anymore
Yeah.
and that it's just remakes,
And
watch this.
yeah, I was concerned going into it because I did watch about 30 or 40 seconds of the trailer. I was like, this is going to be very Texas Chainsaw-y. And it really didn't end up being
Not
Texas
at all.
Chainsaw-like.
Like, there's a few hints to it,
Mm-hmm.
like the kind of the look of the location a little
Yeah.
bit. And them, like, driving in the van.
Yeah.
Besides that, anyone who's like, oh, they just ripped off Texas Chainsaw Massacre either didn't watch the movie
Yeah.
or was on their phone the whole time.
Exactly.
Because it's not.
No.
I don't think there's even a chainsaw in the movie.
I don't think so.
Nobody wears anybody's face.
Nope.
There's no barbecue,
Nope.
which is that's why it's only got a 9 for
That's
me.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's very little in common overall. But yeah, that'll do it for this episode. Come back next week, and we will have something a little bit different. Bye.